Have you ever met someone and felt a spark so intense it stopped you in your tracks? Not just butterflies, but a no-wing whisper in your soul that said, "This person is different." Today, we're diving into something deeper than attraction or chemistry. We're talking about the kind of connection that feels like it was written in the stars. Carl Jung, one of the greatest minds in psychology, believed that the people who enter your life aren't there by accident. They're reflections of your unconscious, signals from the universe, guiding you toward your true self. In this video, we're uncovering how to recognize when someone is truly meant for you and why, when it's right, you'll feel it in your bones. So buckle up, because this isn't just about love or relationships. It's about decoding the signs the universe is sending you. If you've ever wondered, is this person the one? Or felt a connection you couldn't explain? Stick around. You're about to discover something life-changing. Let's start with a question. Have you ever been in a relationship or even just met someone and felt like something was off? Maybe on paper, they checked all the boxes. Good job, great smile, shared hobbies. But deep down, you felt a disconnect, like your soul wasn't vibing with theirs. Or maybe the opposite, you met someone out of nowhere, and in a single conversation you felt more seen, more understood than you ever have before. Why does that happen? Why do some people feel like home, while others feel like a pit stop? Here's the truth. We've been taught to approach relationships through logic. Make a checklist. Swipe left or right. Analyze compatibility like it's a math equation. But real relationships aren't just about logic. They're about energy, intuition, and something much deeper, your unconscious mind. Carl Jung believed that the people who cross your path aren't random. They're mirrors, reflecting parts of you that you might not even see yourself. And when someone is truly meant for you, it's not just a coincidence, it's a synchronicity, a meaningful alignment orchestrated by the universe. Think about your own life for a second. Have you ever had one of those moments where you met someone and it felt like the world slowed down? Maybe you locked eyes with a stranger in a coffee shop, and for no reason, your heart raced. Or you reconnected with an old friend, and suddenly, everything clicked in a way it never did before. These aren't just cute stories to tell at parties. They're signals clues from your unconscious and the universe, pointing you towards someone who's meant to play a role in your story. But here's the catch. Most of us miss these signals. We're so busy overthinking, second-guessing, or chasing the perfect person that we ignore the subtle nudges telling us who's actually right for us. We dismiss that gut feeling as just a feeling, or talk ourselves out of a connection because it doesn't fit our plan. And in doing so, we risk missing the people who could change our lives. Pause for a moment and think, have you ever felt an unexplainable connection with someone? Maybe it was romantic, maybe it was a friend or even a mentor, but it felt meant to be. Drop a comment below and share your story. I want to hear about that moment when you just knew someone was special. And if you haven't felt it yet, don't worry, this video is going to show you how to tune in so you don't miss it when it happens. By the end of this video, you're going to walk away with clarity. You'll know how to spot the signs that someone is truly meant for you. Not just someone who looks good on paper, but someone who resonates with your soul. We're going to break down Jung's insights, blend them with science, and give you practical tools to trust your intuition and align with the right people. Because when you learn to listen to the universe, you stop chasing the wrong connections and start attracting the ones that light you up. If this is already hitting home for you, do me a favor. Hit that like button to let me know you're vibing with this. And if you want more deep dives into how to live with purpose and align with your path, subscribe to the channel and tap the bell so you don't miss a thing. Share this video with someone who needs to hear it, maybe a friend who's stuck in a relationship rut or searching for the one. Let's spread the wisdom together. Now, let's dive into the good stuff. Let's get to the heart of it. Why do some people feel like they were sent to you, while others feel like a mismatch? Carl Jung had an answer, and it's rooted in the unconscious mind. Jung believed that your unconscious isn't just a storage room for memories, it's a living, dynamic force that shapes your reality. It's constantly communicating with you through dreams, intuitions, and yes, synchronicities. And when it comes to relationships, your unconscious is like a cosmic matchmaker, guiding you toward people who reflect your deepest truths. Jung called this the collective unconscious, a shared pool of archetypes, symbols, and patterns that connect all of humanity. When you meet someone who's meant for you, it's not just about physical attraction or shared interests. It's about how their energy, their story, their soul resonates with the archetypes buried deep within you. They might embody the anima or animus, Jung's terms for the feminine and masculine energies we all carry, or they might reflect a part of your shadow, the hidden parts of yourself you're ready to heal. Here's an example. Let's say you've been feeling stuck, like you're not living up to your potential. Suddenly, you meet someone who inspires you to dream bigger. They don't just encourage you, they see you in a way that makes you believe in yourself. That's not random. Your unconscious is drawing you towards someone who's helping you grow into your true self. Or maybe you keep crossing paths with someone who challenges you, pushes your buttons, but also makes you face parts of yourself you've been avoiding. That's not a coincidence either. It's a mirror, reflecting what you need to integrate. This isn't just mystical talk, science backs it up. Studies in psychology, like those from the University of Toronto, show that our brains are wired to recognize patterns and connections that feel meaningful. Your reticular activating system, RAS, that gatekeeper we talked about earlier, filters the world based on what matters to you. When you're open to finding a meaningful connection, your brain starts noticing people who align with that intention. Then there's the concept of mirror neurons. Research from UCLA shows that when you connect with someone deeply, your brain's mirror neurons fire, creating a sense of empathy and shared experience. It's why you feel in sync with certain people, like you're on the same wavelength. And in quantum physics, phenomena like entanglement suggest that particles and maybe even people can be connected in ways that defy time and space. Einstein called it spooky action at a distance, and Jung saw it as evidence that reality is far more interconnected than we think. Let me share a story. A friend of mine, Sarah, was at a low point. She'd just gone through a breakup and felt like she'd never find someone who truly got her. One day, she was at a bookstore, feeling lost, when she reached for a book on the shelf. At the exact same moment, a guy reached for the same book. They laughed, started talking, and realized they'd both been drawn to this obscure psychology text by Jung. That conversation turned into coffee, then dinners, then a relationship that's now going strong 3 years later. What's wild is the timing. Sarah told me she'd been journaling the night before, asking the universe for a sign about her purpose. The next day, she meets this guy, and their connection wasn't just romantic, it sparked a whole new chapter of growth for her. That's synchronicity at work. The universe didn't just send her a partner, it sent her a mirror, a catalyst, someone who was meant to cross her path. So, how do you recognize when someone is truly meant for you? Here are the key signs, straight from Jung's wisdom and backed by psychology. 1. It feels like a synchronicity. You don't just meet them, you meet them at the perfect time. Maybe you were thinking about them before you ran into them, or you keep crossing paths in ways that feel too precise to be random. Jung called these meaningful coincidences, and they're a hallmark of a destined connection. For example, you might dream about a stranger, then meet someone who looks eerily similar days later. That's not chance, that's a signal. 2. Your intuition lights up. When you're with them, your gut speaks louder than your head. You feel a sense of knowing, maybe it's peace, excitement, or even a quiet certainty. that this person is important. Studies from the HeartMath Institute show that your heart and gut have their own neural networks, acting like a second brain. When they're aligned with someone, you'll feel it physically: goosebumps, a warm chest, or a calm you can't explain. 3. They reflect your true self. This person doesn't just make you feel good, they make you feel seen. They bring out parts of you that you've buried or forgotten, like your creativity, your courage, or your vulnerability. Jung believed that the right people act as mirrors, reflecting the archetypes within you. If they inspire you to be more authentic, they're likely meant for you. 4. The energy feels effortless. You don't have to force the connection, it flows. Conversations feel natural, silences feel comfortable, and even conflicts feel like opportunities to grow. Research on flow states from psychologist Mihaly Csikszentmihalyi shows that when you're in sync with someone, time seems to disappear. That's a sign of energetic alignment. 5. They show up in your dreams or symbols. Jung was big on dreams as messages from the unconscious. If someone keeps appearing in your dreams, or if you see symbols tied to them, like their name on a billboard or a song that reminds you of theme, it's a sign they're significant. Your unconscious is trying to tell you something. Now, let's get practical. How do you sharpen your ability to recognize these signs? Here are 5 tools to align with the people who are meant for you. 1. Set a clear intention. Write down or say aloud what you're seeking in a connection. Not just, I want a partner, but I'm open to meeting someone who inspires my growth and aligns with my purpose. Intentions are like tuning your radio to the right station. Studies on goal setting, like those from Harvard, show that clear intentions increase your focus and make you more likely to notice opportunities. 2. Meditate to clear the noise. Spend 5 to 10 minutes daily in meditation, focusing on your breath or visualizing yourself surrounded by the right people. Meditation puts you in a theta brainwave state where your intuition is sharpest. Try this. Close your eyes, breathe deeply, and ask, who is meant for me? Then listen for any images, feelings, or names that arise. 3. Journal your synchronicities. Keep a notebook where you track meaningful coincidences, random meetings, dreams, or gut feelings about people. Over time, you'll see patterns. Jung used this method himself, documenting synchronicities to understand their meaning. Ask yourself, what was I feeling when I met this person? What's the message here? 4. Trust your body's signals. Your body knows before your mind does. If you feel tense, drained, or uneasy around someone, they might not be aligned with you. If you feel energized, calm, or alive, that's a green light. Practice checking in with your body during interactions. Notice your heart rate, your breathing, your gut. 5. Act on the signs. Synchronicities are invitations, not decorations. If you keep running into someone or feel a pull to reach out, do it. Send that text. Strike up that conversation. Say yes to that coffee date. Action amplifies the signal, telling the universe you're ready for more. Quick challenge. Try one of these tools this week maybe. Set an intention or start a synchronicity journal. Then come back and comment with what you noticed. Did you meet someone unexpectedly? Did a sign pop up? I'm dying to hear your stories. Let's talk about the cost of tuning out. If you ignore the signals, those gut feelings, those synchronicities, those moments that feel meant to be you, risk staying stuck. You might keep chasing relationships that look good on the surface but leave you feeling empty. You might settle for connections that don't light you up just because they're safe or convenient. Worse, you disconnect from your own intuition. Studies from the Journal of Personality and Social Psychology show that ignoring your gut instincts can lead to poor decision-making and even chronic stress. When you dismiss the universe's nudges, you're telling yourself that your inner wisdom doesn't matter. Over time, That erodes your confidence, your clarity, and your ability to attract the right people. You might end up in a cycle of unfulfilling relationships, wondering why nothing ever feels right. And here's the deeper pain. You miss the people who were meant to change your life. That friend who could have become your soulmate, that mentor who could have opened doors, that stranger who could have sparked a new chapter they slipped by because you weren't listening. Life starts to feel random, disconnected, like you're just drifting through. Now, imagine the opposite. What happens when you start paying attention to the signs, trusting your intuition, and acting on the synchronicities? Your life transforms. You stop wasting energy on the wrong people and start attracting connections that feel like magic. You meet people who see you, challenge you, and inspire you to be your best self. Research from positive psychology shows that meaningful relationships, those built on authenticity and alignment, boost your mental health, lower stress, and even increase your lifespan. When you align with the right people, you're not just happier, you're more creative, more confident, more alive. Here's what it looks like in action. You set an intention to meet someone who shares your values. A week later, you're at a random event, and someone starts a conversation that feels like it was scripted for you. You trust your gut, say yes to a second meeting, and suddenly, you're building a connection that feels effortless. Or maybe you keep seeing sings a name, a song, a dream that point to someone from your past. You reach out, and it rekindles a bond that changes your path. Let me tell you about my friend James. He was skeptical about this universe stuff, but he kept seeing the name Emma everywhere on a book, a street sign, even in a movie. One day, he's at a work conference, and guess who he meets? Emma, a colleague he'd never noticed before. They hit it off, and over time, she became not just a partner but his biggest supporter, helping him launch a business he'd only dreamed of. James swears it wasn't just luck, it was like the universe was screaming, "Pay attention." When you listen to the signs, life stops feeling like a struggle. It feels like a dance, a conversation with the universe where every step leads you closer to your purpose. You start to trust that the right people will show up exactly when you need them. Let's bring in more science. A study from Stanford University found that people who trust their intuition make better decisions in uncertain situations, like choosing partners or collaborators. Your intuition isn't just a feeling, it's your brain processing subtle cues faster than your conscious mind can keep up. And in quantum mechanics, the observer effect shows that your attention shapes reality. When you focus on finding meaningful connections, you're literally tuning the universe to deliver them. If this is resonating with you, let's keep the energy flowing. Hit that like button to send some love. And if you want more insights like this, subscribe and turn on notifications. Share this video with someone who's searching for their personalities. Help them tune into the signs too. And if you're feeling bold, drop a 111 in the comments to signal you're ready for new connections. Let's do this. Let's wrap this up. Today, we dove into Carl Jung's wisdom on why the right people show up in your life and how to know when they're meant for you. We learned that synchronicities, intuition, and your unconscious mind are guiding you toward connections that resonate with your soul. We covered the signs to watch for, like that effortless energy, those gut feelings, those perfectly timed moments, and gave you tools to tune in, from setting intentions to trusting your body's signals. Here's a small challenge to take with you. Tonight, before you go to bed, write down one intention for the connections you want to attract. Maybe it's, "I'm open to meeting someone who inspires me," or "I trust the universe to guide me to the right people." Then, for the next week, pay attention to the signs' random meetings, dreams, or feelings that light you up. Act on one of them, even if it's small, and see what unfolds. When you start listening to the universe, you stop settling for less than you deserve. You attract people who see you, lift you, and align with your path. Life becomes less about chasing and more about receiving. You realize that the right people were always out there. You just needed to tune in to find them. If you loved this, check out my next video. Thank you so much for watching. You're not just a viewer, you're part of this journey, and I'm so grateful you're here. Drop your synchronicity stories in the comments, and let's keep this conversation going. Until next time, trust the signs, follow your intuition, and know that the universe is always guiding you toward the people who matter. See you soon.